What's up, comics fans? Welcome back. Today we're talking about Wolverine issue number 2. Now, I know that came out last week, but, no more new comics for the foreseeable future. It's kind of unfortunate, so we just got to focus on what we got. I actually thought when I woke up today, new comic book day traditionally, I thought there was a chance. I had heard these rumors that Marvel and DC were going to continue digitally releasing new comics, but I guess that was not the case. I took a look at Comixology, and there's some new releases. I think like some Archie comics. There's like Batman: The Adventure Continues. I'm not sure if that was always going to be digital only, but no new X-Men books is the key, and no new print comics of any kind. I mean, comic stores are basically closed down, just like everything is closed down right now. But like I said, we still got the stuff that had shipped in prior weeks, including last week, Wolverine number 2 by the great team of Benjamin Percy and Adam Kubert on art. And I'm redrawing some art that Adam Kubert posted on Twitter earlier in the week, because I believe he's still working on future issues of Wolverine, and maybe even from his point of view, he's thinking like, oh, thank goodness I wasn't going to make those deadlines. But now that the whole world is shut down, I can keep drawing Wolverine, and the comics won't be late on my account, which is, maybe a bit of mind reading on my part. But if you've read comic books for any amount of time, and if you've read Adam Kubert comics specifically, you know that there's been runs he's done, whether it's Ultimate X-Men way back in the day, or Wolverine, his original run back in the 90s, where there's a lot of fill-in issues that have been needed. I mean, he's a great artist. It's always worth it when he gets the issue done, but he's not one of those artists that can say draw 2 different books a month. We'll say that. But of course, there's very few artists that can do that. So anyway, with this issue of Wolverine, there's some exciting plot developments in terms of Wolverine killing everyone on his team. Let's say that. Let's just start. Let's not bury the lead here. Wolverine, in the first issue of this volume, it seemed like he killed all the other mutants on the X-Force team that he leads in this Dawn of X era. And I was thinking, like, as I'm reading Wolverine issue, and I'm like, okay, this is a hoax, an imaginary story, something along those lines. He didn't actually kill X-Force, but with Wolverine number 2, it's very clear. They make it clear in this issue. Oh yeah, he did. He killed the rest of the team. But don't actually worry about that so much. I mean, again, if you've been reading X-Men comics for the last year, they've developed this system now where the mutants can all just be resurrected. So it's kind of an inconvenience. But still, it's got to be traumatizing. Even knowing you can come back from the dead, it's got to be traumatizing to be like stabbed, snicked right through by Wolverine's claws, and, dying and then being reborn and living with that knowledge. So that's especially bad for, let's say, he kills Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, on this mission, who he's always had a bit of a crush on. Not always unrequited either. There's been times where, they've gotten together. And there's been suspicions about them continuing to get together, again, in this current, the Hickman-led era of X-Men comics. But this is, to me, he kills X-Force, and then they come back, and as they're coming back, because, it's the resurrection protocols, the hatchery on the island, the mutant nation island of Krakoa, they can come back. So Wolverine's like, he's going to watch them be resurrected, and Cyclops, Scott Summers, is there, and he's just not talking to Wolverine. He's mad. So that was my favorite, I'll say, character moment in this new issue of Wolverine, is like just this sort of silent interaction, the silent treatment that Cyclops is giving Wolverine after his actions. But if you haven't read the issue, you might be asking yourself, well, why? Why did he take these actions in the first place? Why would he kill X-Force? If your guess was mind control, congratulations, you are correct. It was mind control, this, I believe, new villainous character, the Pale Girl. I'm not sure if this character has appeared in like stories from the past that I may have missed. Let me know in the comments below, please. But I think this is the initial appearances of this character, the Pale Girl, who is described in the text introduction page here as the psionic enforcer of the Flower Cartel. So this is a group that is stealing these Krakoan flowers, these petals that the mutants are growing on their island and then selling to nations to cure all their illnesses. But it's being stolen. It's being hijacked from the Marauders and other sources by the Flower Cartel and then resold as just a fun, good time drug, which is it's just kind of a one size fits all flower, isn't it? These Krakoan petals, it's like they cure cancer, they cure dementia, and also it's just a fun drug apparently because people are stealing it for recreational abuse. But the other question I've got to ask, it's, no one sees this sort of thing coming. And of course, I'm talking about the current actual real world health pandemic we're all living through. No one sees that coming ahead of time. And the people writing and drawing these comics are no different than anyone else. No one could have anticipated this. No one saw this coming. If they did, they probably would have made, that part of the plot in the comic itself. It's like, oh, by the way, these Krakoan flowers also cure COVID-19. Wouldn't that be great news? I wonder in the coming months when they come back, is that going to be like this sort of new strain of flu, influenza pandemic? Is that going to be a plot point for the X-Men? Are they going to cure that disease as well with their Krakoan flowers? Hard to say. That might be like a story point they would refuse to touch. It'd be like, it's like the third rail of stories to mention over the next year. But anyway, back to what's actually in the issue. There's more from your favorite FBI agent and mine, Agent Jeff Bannister, who is basically, like I said in the last Wolverine video review I did a month or so ago, I mean, Jeff Bannister is essentially Jeff Bridges as the dude in The Big Lebowski, but also now he's got facial scarring and he's an FBI agent, but roughly the same. Also, I guess he cares a bit more about his lawn in this Wolverine comic than necessarily he does as the dude in The Big Lebowski. I don't think he had a lawn there, but that's part of his character here. And, I've already spoiled a bit of the issue, but the big spoiler I'm about to reveal is that, Wolverine kills X-Force at the beginning of the issue. They come back. It turns out he was manipulated by the Pale Girl. He's fine now, but spoiler, he's not actually fine. He teams up with Agent Bannister to catch the Flower Cartel and the Pale Girl, who are just going around causing trouble. But as it turns out, Wolverine is still under, it seems, the hypnosis of the Pale Girl. So that's how the issue ends, like the Pale Girl still controlling Wolverine, having him do her bidding. Thank you. And she, I guess, orders him to kill Bannister. And, because he doesn't have mutant resurrection protocol plot armor, permanent character plot armor, it's a toss-up at this point. Is Bannister coming back from the dead? Was he only a little bit dead? I mean, there's all dead and then there's a little bit dead. Which one do you think it is? Let me know in the comments if you think we're going to see any more of Agent Bannister or if he was a done-in-two character. He gets 2 issues of Wolverine in 2020 and then he's gone forever. Again, I will point out, I really enjoyed the art in this issue. I'm a big fan of Adam Kubert. I just love this. He does this switch sometimes where he goes from like less realistic superhero type art into more like cartoony expressionist type art, depending on the needs of the scene. And I think he's got a really good handle on that balance. It's just a lot of fun. And I think I said in a prior video, like his characters just have that. They've got a lot of character. They're doing a lot of great visual acting. And that really helps. I mean, it helps me remember the story. Like if I'm reading the comic and the art is doing its part for, visualizing how the characters feel, that's all the better. I love it. But yeah, that's basically it for this Wolverine comic. I wonder how much longer we'll have to wait for the next one. Let me know in the comments if you've got any thoughts on how long this delay is going to go on, or if Marvel switches preemptively to an all-digital publishing schedule. Be interesting to see where they go with that. I also want to mention there's one other line in this book I really liked where Wolverine is watching the resurrection of his teammates, and he's thinking, he's got this internal monologue, which is like, who's got the best internal monologue, Wolverine or Frank Castle the Punisher with his war journal? It's kind of a toss-up, right? And also they got the same thing where they don't think in word balloons. They always think in sort of this like detached notebook narration thing. I always think that's funny. But his detached notebook narration here, great line. from, let's give credit to writer Benjamin Percy for this great line. Wolverine is saying, "The true friends you earn are like an apology for all the bleep life gives you for free." And, you just have to throw in your own favorite curse word for that bleep. But that's how it shows up. That's comic book styling. They just throw in all the squiggles. Well, yeah. So that's it. That's Wolverine. So, like I usually say, if you enjoyed this review, would you mind smashing that like button to show your appreciation? Subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications, share the video with your friends, tell the whole world about comics. And, enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Keep working hard. Keep drawing if you're an artist. And that's it.